And more people are losing a lot more money to fraud. With AI supercharging persuasion at scale, consumers reported losing more than $12.5 billion in 2024 alone. That's according to the FTC. To navigate this new terrain, we'll take a look at how to recognize how AI is being used against consumers and how you can put simple speed bumps in place so criminals can't make a quick buck off you.
Joining us for Insights is Lawrence Sprung. He's the founder of Midland Financial, as well as the author of Financial Planning Made Personal.
So, Larry, good to have you with us today. What would you say is one of the most common threats from AI and consumer fraud, and how can people outsmart it?
I think one of the things, and it actually happened to me, is the prevalence of deep fakes, where somebody who you think you know is calling you saying that somebody you love has been injured in an accident or some horrific accident has happened to them and they need money, or they've been incarcerated and they need money to get out of jail or pay the medical bills or things like that. And you know what? In that moment, your fight or flight takes over. You get upset and you think that this is real, and you have to think about, how am I going to get these people money? What I suggest is two things. One is, in these instances, take a deep breath, ask the person if you could call them back to verify whether it's accurate or not, number one. Or number two, have a family password. Have a password that only you and your other family members know. So in case you get one of these frantic calls, which sometimes are true and are actually happening, you simply ask them, well, what's the family password? If they can provide that to you, then it's probably legitimate. But if they can't, then I would think twice before doing anything and confirm. And, like I said, it happened to me. I was on a plane. My wife got a call from my mother-in-law that she got a call that our youngest son was in a horrific accident, when in fact, my wife was just on the phone with him moments ago, and we knew that that couldn't be real. So protect yourself with that password, or take that deep breath and verify first.
Wow, and with passwords alone, you have to make sure that they're not being used as other passwords, so it's not something that the fraudsters could actually ascertain as well. But such great advice, such a small thing can make a big difference. Larry, what about the emerging threat of AI-powered returns?
Yeah, so I think that this is something that's becoming more and more prevalent as well, and real, in terms of fraudsters going out and soliciting for investments that have, huge returns. And we had a situation like that with somebody who we know who was in a WhatsApp group. And it seems like a lot of times it happens through these platforms, and it's not just, WhatsApp alone, but some of these platforms allow communication between people, and there are fraudsters that are using it to pitch investment ideas that, have ungodly returns like 20–25% a year. And it sounds great. And if you're in a bad position, it might sound like a great opportunity. But ultimately what happens is you send these fraudsters your money and you never see it or them again. So, if you're hearing things that are too good to be true, they probably are. You want to make sure that you verify, ask the person for their name, for their credentials, make sure they're registered, make sure they're licensed in those jurisdictions that they need to be licensed in. The last thing you need to do is be sending them money, and you don't want to do it out of fear or greed.
Now, staying in the online space, social media, of course, has a host of issues, and in regard to young people, it's been in the media a lot lately. But let's look at how AI is creating more risks even for adults at this point in time.
So I think what you're seeing is, one thing is, you're seeing that there's fraudulent profiles out there. People are cloning other people's profiles, acting as if they are them. Make sure that if you are active on social media, that you are locking down your profile, have multi-factor authentication. So if somebody tries to take it over or clone it, you hopefully will know. FTC data shows people contacted through social media, through DMs, reported losing more often, and 1.9 billion in total losses in 2024. So I think, that tells me do not send money, do not move money, do not share information from a DM within social media. If it's somebody you know, contact them, talk to them, have a conversation, and go through an official site or app to initiate the contact yourself, not on a public social media platform.
Yeah, Lawrence, you just mentioned some of the risks of sending money based on a digital communication. Let's talk about the actual accounts that we have, our banking accounts, our investment accounts, and why and how we should protect the ability to log into those accounts.
Lock them down. Lock them down. As much as I will agree with everybody else, it is a big pain to have multi-factor authentication or pass keys or all these notifications. You know, we talk about being distracted and not wanting notifications, but when it comes to our finances, it's important to have that. So a couple of things people should think about is, you know, put a credit freeze on your account. All of my accounts are frozen. So if somebody goes and tries to apply for credit, even myself, and I will get a notification, or the provider will be said that, you know, we can't provide you credit because your credit's frozen. So I will have to proactively unfreeze it. It'll stop lenders from pulling your file. It's free. It also prevents, you know, unemployment claims and things like that coming through. And be sure that you're pairing that with strong authentication. Carrie, you mentioned earlier passwords getting more complicated. And you know what? Maybe their technology is getting better that they can solve those also. But if you also add in that layer of multi-factor authentication, it really locks it down even further. And then set notifications for all those things that, you know, might change within your account so that you're alerted if anything happens.
So much to know, but we have covered a lot of ground this morning. Thank you so much, Lawrence Sprung. Safer and
Thank you.
happier after this.